Hello everyone and welcome to highlights of round 9 of the 2011 GPVWC Superleague. As the season approaches the halfway point, the teams move on to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. This year sees the new arena layout in use for the first time, providing an extra challenge to the drivers. And it was Lee Morris who used the home support to his advantage the most to take pole ahead of title rival Joe Concilio, with Jason Muscat 3rd and Walker 4th. There were grid penalties for Nick Rowland and Luis Fernando Laff. Sam Miller and Dave Carr-Smith decided not to race on this occasion, and Luke McKee stood in for Mark Fuller at ST Racing. Kieran Ryan was also due to start at the back of the grid via a grid penalty from Monaco, but electrical problems forced him to miss out. No driver has won from pole in the first 8 races, but can Morris change that and win on home soil? He gets an unusually good start to lead to Copse ahead of Concilio. But Rowland is the man on the move, jumping from 8th to 4th. But trouble ensues behind. Damji and Wicks collide, sending Manejo into the path of Liechtenstein, while McKee and Toyka both roll as a result of the collision. But no restart is called, however. The rest of the lap ends trouble-free, with Morris leading from Concilio, Muscat, Rowland, Walker, De Vos, Clark, Junt, Laff and Stanton. Muscat fancies his chances at second place Concilio and wastes no time to dispatch of him at Brooklands. But a mistake through Abbey a lap later lets the Nord-Germ back through and allows Rowland to close further. And he gets the job done a lap later at Club. Or does he? Rowland runs wide at Brooklands, gifting 3rd back to Muscat, as Junt passes Clark behind them. Clark's afternoon is set to be a busy one. Attempting to repass Junt at Vale, the Red Archer suddenly snaps sideways into the Williamson. The resulting spin sees Clark rejoin 12th. But he's determined not to stay there. Lillekorp is his first target, and a daring move into Maggot sees him claim back a place. The Finn tries a move round the outside of Stowe and looks to have made it stick. But not so, and Clark retakes him 1 corner later. Next up is Morgan, and he eases past him at Brooklands, before the Computrack dives in for an unscheduled stop. However, Lillekorp is still not done yet, and pulls another move on the outside of Clark at Stowe. And this time, makes it stick. But things are about to go wrong for the Finn. First of all, Laff crashes at Chapel in front of him, before an unknown violent failure on the Nord-Germ sees Lillekorp spear into the wall and hang her straight. It certainly does his already shaky position within the team no favours. Lap 16, and Morris is the first of leaders to pit. All signs point to a 2-stop strategy, and he exits 22 seconds behind Concilio. Wicks has been fighting through the field after the first lap collision, and makes light work of Chris Williamson at Vale. While David Stanton suffers his 6th retirement in 9 races with an electrical failure. To everyone's surprise, Morris pits again on lap 30. It suggests he's on a 3-stop strategy and sees him back out behind Concilio once again, albeit just 13 seconds this time. Muscat now has the drag racing car right behind him, and a move into Vale sees Morris claim 2nd. But Muscat isn't going to take it lightly, and tries to repass into Abbey, only to find Morris holding firm. Concilio heads in on lap 35 to make his 2nd and final stop. He rejoins 11 seconds behind Morris, but the Englishman still has 1 stop to make. This could come down to the wire. Clark still has his hands full, this time with Mark Stanton. He passed the constant in the pits, but Stanton goes ahead and reclaims 8th at Brooklands. But that move is short-lived. Clark repasses into Copse, but Stanton finds Clark's weak spot, and also passes him on the outside of Stowe. But it's still not over. Clark goes back through at Brooklands, and this time appears to have held 8th. These two are set to duel right to the finish. It's crunch time for the leaders. Morris has done everything he can to build up a gap ahead of his final stop. It's a long one, but it's not enough. Concilio retakes the lead, and Morris exits now just 6 seconds behind. With 8 laps to go, he sets about eating into Concilio's lead, and puts on a blistering pace as he closes the gap by a second a lap. There's less than a second between the two drivers as they start the final lap. Can Morris snatch a home win? He sees his chance on the inside at Vale, but there's contact! Unbelievably, Cancelio is spun round and left facing the wrong way. But in an exceptional display of sportsmanship, Morris allows the Norwegian to retain the lead. Despite setting the fastest lap of the race in his efforts, Morris is unable to overthrow Cancelio, and disappointingly has to watch his rival claim victory at Silverstone by just over a second. Muscat enjoyed a quiet race to third ahead of Rowland, Jun and De Vos. Walker claimed his best result of the season in 7th, and Mark Wicks did well to finish 10th after his first lap collision. Morris can take away one moral victory as he still heads the championship by 25 points, while Muscat holds a 10-point gap to Junt. Clark took advantage of an absent Dave Carl Smith to jump to 5th, while rookie De Vos is already up to 10th after a short couple of races. A solid points haul keeps Red Archer on top of the constructors ahead of Drag Racing, albeit by just 9 points, while the Welsh team still have a decent gap in 2nd, but the Norwegian team still move even closer in 3rd with today's victory. Next stop is the Sakir circuit in Bahrain, which saw one of the best races of the season in 2010. Join us next time to see if the 2011 edition is just as exciting, but until then, bye for now.